Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Grizzly Bear Sim's YouTube channel. Welcome back to Lone Oak Farm, episode number 22. And we're getting into the thick of the harvest. Um, and actually, this was not supposed to be what we were going to do for episode number 22. But I had a serious malfunction with my recording when I actually did episode number 22, which the real episode 22 would have been me harvesting that field over there that we have Billy Bob actually seeding now in soybean. So we are reseeding these fields as quickly as we can get them turned around. And we've been harvesting since game day 3, and have managed to basically get the wheat off the field, get the straw baled, get the bales off the field, get the fields prepped for soybeans, and getting soybeans in the ground. So more of the same over the next several hours, and maybe possibly the next game day. We've got one more game day I believe one more game day where we can successfully plant soybeans in these fields. And so I don't know if we'll get soybeans in all of these early harvest fields. This is the last of the wheat field. The other wheat field was down below, down in the bottom over there behind those trees. That has been harvested. That has also been baled. So I'm thinking that there's a possibility that we're going to be able to at least get this field here that we're working on right now. Get this field, get the straw off this field baled, get the bales put away, and then essentially get this thing ready to get into the soybeans. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. So we've got let's see, we got Billy Bob over there working on what he's working on with the soybeans, and then Jack feverishly managed to get the cedar converted over to soybeans. That was no easy task because we had last planted cotton with that, so he got that converted over, got it all going and everything. Got Billy Bob back in that tractor seeding that field, and then Jack is helping me here empty cart stuff back to the main farm. Is where we're going with all of our wheat. But like I said, this is our last wheat field. Depending on time, depending on many other factors, we will jump right into canola, most likely as soon as we get the straw off this field. And then just Jack and I will continue to get the canola harvested, and then Billy Bob will continue to move around and seed these fields as he gets finished. The coffee this morning is amazing. It is Sunday morning in the real world, December the 8th. My voice has been hoarse the last couple of days, and not really sure why. We've had some odd changes to the weather. Everything from basically regular, typical dry Denver, Colorado type weather. That is probably the worst part about living here, is the dryness, the lack of humidity. And I know that for folks that live down in the southern regions and such, where humidity is such a big part of the weather and everything, and it increases your summer temperatures, and it decreases your winter temperatures. As I've said before, I've been in Texas in November and December, and literally 35 degrees in Texas is much colder feeling than 35 degrees here in Denver because of the increased humidity. But it's been really dry here. But then just last week, I think on Thursday, it rained like it was June. I mean, we had a little bit of snow late in that rain system, but yeah, it rained for a good, I'd say 8 to 10 hours, which is fantastic because we had a whole lot of snow in the ground from the just before Thanksgiving storm that came through while we were away. And so the rain kind of helped to melt a little bit of that. I'm hoping today is supposed to be in the 50s. I'm going to get out and put our outside Christmas lights up. I have yet to do that just yet, and we'll get that done. And let's see. I wonder if he's going to be. I've been having some serious issues with courseplay, um, and yeah, he's just stupid. Um, I really don't know, and I don't want this to be. I don't really want this to be a soapbox moment um, or anything, because I'm kind of, you know, I'm kind of tired of necessarily always always standing on the soapbox and talking about the things that go wrong with the game or whatever. And of course, he's emptying me on the wrong side, but hey, that's okay. Um, but I originally, when I thought that the original episode number 22 was going to be a good episode before I checked it, I had some audio issues, and to be quite honest, I really wasn't feeling in the mood to do a video, so it wasn't my best performance either. And so, um, needless to say, let's see. Let's just go ahead and go forward and see what he does. Needless to say, it wasn't my best performance. So anyway, it got scrapped because that's okay. And all we were doing, like I said, was starting on that field over there, harvesting wheat. So you haven't missed any of the wheat harvest. I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna show you the baling of the straw and putting the straw away and stuff like that, simply because we've already done baling and everything, and that's okay. Anywho, I had originally set this up to do courseplay, both courseplay running the combine, which of course, as you can see, I'm driving the combine, and then courseplay to run the function that Jack is serving, which is the tractor and tipper. And I don't know, I just gave up. I really just gave up. I mean, I know what I'm doing. I mean, this is a fairly basic setup, but basically the combine and the tractor tipper kept kept running into each other, and literally the tractor combine, as I'm driving a straight line, a semi-straight line now, what I was seeing would happen is the tractor tipper would drive a straight line towards me through the crop and basically turn right in front of my header, essentially not missing it, so hitting the header, and then the combine, kind of getting askew, something like this, almost cutting far, far left, and just literally just causing a mess and everything in the field. And I'm like, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and I said this the other day. I know I said this the other day, an episode or two ago, where I thought that, but possibly Farm Sim 17 was, like the best of the three that I've played, 15, 17, 19. Farm Sim 17 was the best that I played, simply because it had Seasons mod, and things like Courseplay and everything still continued to work. The other challenge that I have seen with Seasons, or with Courseplay for Farm Sim 19, is this new feature where the combine will back up and try to move out of the crop and allow the tractor tipper to come up on the crop side to harvest. That never functions correctly. That never functions correctly, because what happens is the tractor tipper arrives too late. It arrives at just the right time when the combine is about to start his backup maneuver. And I've tweaked around with some of the settings, some of the things, like the when the tractor tipper enters the field and all that kind of stuff. And it's just crazy. It's just literally crazy. Let me just empty completely into this. Courseplay, I love Courseplay for things like we're doing right now over there, seeding. That's almost, almost with absolutely no involvement from me. I've not seen any problems with that. But just, it seems to me like when you compound Courseplay with multiple functions, multiple processes, again, something like this, we just have problems. And something, I never really saw these problems to this extent in Farm Sim 15. Yeah, we would see the circling tractor that would just constantly circle because he made a turn too short or something, and so he couldn't figure out how to get on his trajectory back to the pipe or whatever. And that would be annoying, and you'd go over there and you'd basically just stop him and then take him out in the field a little ways and then turn him back on, and everything was fine. And that might happen once or twice within a gameplay. But it seems like that they have, and I go back to my lack of understanding on how to mod. And I'll be right up front and say, I don't know how to mod. I wouldn't know how to even get started with creating something like Courseplay, nor would I even want that challenge. But it's sort of like, okay, why do we have these collisions in the field? That there should be no reason for that. This guy, the combine, and I've described this all before. The combine is the master. The combine is the master. The tractor tipper, is the secondary. And the tractor tipper should know exactly where the combine is. The tractor tipper should also know exactly where the combine is going to go next. Why can't the tractor tipper also somehow or another read the path, the course that the combine is going to go? So in other words, the combine is going to come up here. The tractor tipper should know that the combine is going to slow down. It's going to empty the straw. The combine is going to turn, and this is going to be its next row. And why doesn't the tractor tipper understand that? If I wasn't driving the combine right now, there's no way that we would avoid a collision. It's just crazy. So this is probably, the best that it's going to get is, either having Courseplay control the combine and you drive the tractor tipper or the tractor auger over to an awaiting semi. Or you drive the combine and have the tractor tipper collecting, or a tractor auger collecting and taking to a semi, or taking back to the main farm. It's possibly, I don't think you can. I just don't know if you can do both, and I don't know what I don't know if it's the map. I don't know if it's the. I mean, this is a square field. This is probably one of the best situations that you could be in with Courseplay trying to accomplish something like this, is the fact that it's a square field. It's a square field, and there's not obstacles or anything. Yeah, there's some telephone electrical poles on that side of the field, that edge of the field, but we're far away from that. I set my course entry and exit points up here on this road, so it should be. This is sort of like basic stuff, and all this works so much better in earlier versions of Courseplay, in my opinion. All right, so let's go ahead and just allow that to empty while I get another drink of coffee. And again, I do apologize for my voice because I am just not sure. The last couple of days, it has been coarse and kind of coarse and all that kind of stuff. So I feel fine. I don't think I'm coming down with anything. I feel fine. I think it just happens to do. It's just a change of the weather and everything. And not to mention, probably didn't do me any favors that a week and a half or so ago, I guess 2 weeks ago, I spent an entire week in Texas where we had humidity levels in the 60 and 70%. And then I come back to Colorado where our humidity is, possibly in the 30s unless it's raining. And yeah, we had that rain and everything, but that's gone. That system has moved out, and the humidity has dropped because water evaporates around here like crazy. And I know it's worse in other places of the country, like Atomic Gaming. Eustace Pharmer, living out in Vegas. I mean, humidity is something that is, you can sell that on the black market there on the street in Vegas for a premium. It's just so dry, and of course that's the whole deal. They say, well, it's a dry heat. Well, I don't know. I mean, 110 degrees is hot no matter where you are. And yeah, I realize that 110 degrees possibly doesn't feel quite as icky in Vegas as it does in Dallas, Texas, but still, 110 degrees is hot. So this is pretty much what this episode is going to be about. We've got one more pass to come up on this wheat build. Off camera, I am going to get the straw off this field and get this field basically ready to be seeded into soybeans, because, well, why not? Soybeans, is going to be our really big cash crop on this farm, because we're going to have at least. I don't know if I'll plant the field over there in the bottom, what I'm calling the bottom beyond that tree line over there. Not sure if I'll plant that in beans. Might just try to get the straw off this field here, and then start on the canola fields, because these guys are square. And see how he's going? Why? That's what he would do. That's exactly what he would do if Courseplay was controlling the combine. That's exactly what he would do. Why? Why, Courseplay developers? Please tell me why. Please tell me why that tractor tipper does not know where the combine is going to go next. This is, in my mind, the tractor tipper has to know a couple of things. It has to know the field boundaries, okay, so that it operates within the boundaries of the field, so it doesn't get into fence posts, it doesn't get into light poles, it doesn't get into shrubs, bushes, trees, whatever. The second thing it has to know its entry and exit points, obviously, in the course that you have defined for it to operate, going back and forth from the field to the farm. It has to know that. The third thing it has to know, it has to know, obviously, the combine that it's going to be functioning with. That's easily set up within the controls. And then it has to know, and this is what isn't happening in my opinion, but it has to know what the combine's going to do. Where's the combine going to go next? The combine has a set course. The combine is going to do what the combine is going to do, and it's going to run this course. The tractor tipper needs to know that. It needs to know where the combine is going to go, so that not that the combine can avoid the tractor tipper, but that the tractor tipper can avoid the combine. The tractor tipper easily should know the course that the combine is going to follow, and it should basically, with its other perimeters that it knows, the field dimensions and all this stuff, it should be able to adjust its course with a wider circle or something of that nature to basically avoid running into the combine. There should be no reason for that. And see, he's not going to be able to make that turn, even though I set still. He's got to be able to have some logic or something set within it that basically allows the tractor tipper to do things. Send that driver home. I'm going to get him home, get him emptied, and I'm going to call it good on this episode, simply because I know that I kept you all quite lengthy time on the previous two episodes, over 30 minutes each of those. So I'm going to give you back some of this time. We here, Billy Bob, Jack, and I, are going to stay busy. We're going to get the straw off this field. We're going to get the straw put away. We're going to and then start getting this field ready to put beans on, and then we're going to start on these canola fields. We've got 3 fields of canola, 1, 2, and 3 right here. Get the canola brought in, get it put away in the silo, and then we will resume. Most likely we will come back together for episode number 23, and we will be doing canola. We will be harvesting canola at that point. Don't know how, but we will figure out a way. Thank you for watching so much. I do appreciate you tuning in and watching my stuff. I appreciate it, and I hope everyone has a wonderful day. We're just going to roll this combine off over here out of the way so that we can get our tractor and our baler and all that stuff over here and get that stuff started to get put away. And yeah, so good things, good things. We're moving, making progress here on the beautiful Lone Oak Farm map. And thanks to BulletBill, thanks to OxygenDavid for making it a reality for FarmSim 19. And I'll see you right back here for episode number 23. Thanks for watching. God bless you all. Bye-bye for now.